Hey guys, welcome to my new video. Recently I went through my old catalog from my very first ever photography trip. It was images from the Lofoten Islands. So in this video, it's going to be a comparison of the final result that I got back from 2023 and what I got right now with the lessons that I've learned over the years. So let's get to it. All right, this is going to be the first image that we're going to review. So we got the auroras, obviously. That was from the first night, and I got really excited to shoot this scene over here. At the time, as a beginner photographer, I don't even know what composition means. I don't really have any composition in mind. All I care about was, okay, I just want to shoot this destination, and hey, we got the auroras, yay! And I all was like excitement and just put out the camera and start shooting. But here you can see that the clarity is dropped. Clarity is dropped. I'm also revealing a lot of details over here. I'm revealing everything. There's no dodge and burn on this scene. So like it's kind of there's a lot of distraction here. There's a lot that I should have done back then, and at the time as well, I was a big fan of 4x5 crops because I don't know, I've seen other photographers on Instagram use it. So, all right, let's just do 4x5 and just make these crop a lot tighter. So where's the raw file? There it is. Okay, so raw file. As you can see, the raw file is clearly not at 4x5 crop. It's a lot wider. So I shot this about at 16 millimeter, f2.8, ISO 1600. I don't really see any star trailing over here. So can I even zoom in? It's a little bit star trailing. Yeah, it's a little bit star trailing, but this should be fine. I mean, again, this is the beginner me taking this photo. I mean, the shot itself, you can see the histogram from this side because I'm recording only this part of the screen, but histogram seems alright. I could have easily processed this better even with a single exposure right here. At the time, that picture you see at the end, I tried to shoot. Here's another one right here with a lot of darker exposure. I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll use the darker exposure with the light, but I mean, the lights are really bright here anyway, which kind of didn't work. Yeah, so I was originally thinking like crop all this and combine, and that's how I got the other results. So this is the raw file, and now let me show you the completed version. So before that, here's that final image that I did back in 2023, a couple years ago, and now here is the new one that I just did. As you can see, this is a much bigger improvement here. All right, I would say the lights are still kind of bright, but I have pretty much balanced out a lot of those, the washed out Orton effect over here. I've added more gradients to darken certain areas that I don't really want it. The cabins and just getting complemented with the northern lights up here. That's where I ended up focusing my post-processing on, and surprisingly, I barely did anything for this image. The first draft from a couple years ago, I did so many things in Photoshop that I don't even remember. Like, what was I doing here? There was a step that I did and I didn't like it in a couple steps later, and I went back and tried to like remove the step that I did. So it was just still complicated. Raw shot back from here, the horizon was crooked. I fixed the horizon over here. This whole part was like kind of a radial gradient inverted vignette, and I added a linear gradient up here to darken up the sky a little bit more, and kind of added just these are just natural colors. I'm not really messing with the vibrance or saturation. I did move the vibrance a little bit more just to get these like reds come back. The color balance, I switched to the colder temperature a little bit for the sky so that it's nicely aligned with the aurora. I didn't want to be too green because in the raw file over here, if I try to increase everything, it could turn out to be green right there. You can see from the final image of that first draft, you can see I'm like revealing everything in the bottom here, but in this one, I just added just more gradients to just darken them out, like burn them, like dodging and burning right here, just burn them. So because like these are not the important part. My important part of this picture is around here. Look at these beautiful cabins with these fjords. And kind of like lead into it, cabin, fjords, and then northern light, like 3 layers right there. Let's do this. Let's put this in the left side and let's put this in the right. You could clearly see that the photo on the right side is a lot more balanced than the photo on the left side. I would say though, I did add a little bit of Gaussian blur on these lights right here. As you can see, this is not on the whole photo. The key is balance. So after learning post-processing for several years now, I'm able to like get back here and I'm like, okay, I can save this photo, and yeah, did it like that. Next image that I want to go over. This is during midday. I think sunset is it's in a couple hours, but we got just cloud cover the whole place. There's not much snow. This is the end result from that day. I mean, this picture is actually really simple. I could give this a pass for myself, and this is just red cabins and this fjords. Let me show you the raw file. The raw file is one of the worst that you'll ever see. Yes, I shot this with f16, 16mm, ISO 250, 5 seconds, 5 seconds exposure to get these like blurry waves right down here in the foreground. When I first started, I was really careless with my camera. There's a lot of death spots you can see, yeah, and then there's a little bit of raindrops as well that I had to clean up. If I just try to, I mean, this is only the few dust spots that you can see, but let me show you the visualize. Ooh, look at that. That's a lot of dirty stuff. I mean, the scene itself it's okay. Again, I'm still having the whole cricket horizon because I thought I was just trying to focus on the cabins right here. So that had to be fixed. This was alright the way it is. Here's what I ended up doing recently. Okay, so now I am not quite shy of color in this newest version. I process it where I gave a little bit of blue on the surrounding where everything's supposed to be kind of dark. As you can see on the raw file, this is like just a gray sky. I'm not really a big fan of it in terms of the scene for this particular composition. After fixing horizon, I gave a little bit of color to make it just a slight hint of blue, not like crazy blue color. I make the cabins a little bit more vibrant so that and you can kind of see that I added the radial gradient to make it like kind of brighter. The main area of focus is going to be just the cabin right here. So this will act kind of as a leading line, the foreground. From the foreground to all the way up, everything is like right here. On the first shot, yeah, I feel like it needed a little bit more depth. So now over here, I'm more focused on the cabins, and it looks a little bit more alive with the blue color giving it to it, and the blue kind of complements together with the kind of warmer tones that I'm giving to the ground over here, including the cabin colors. If I reference them together, so this is what they look like from side-by-side comparison. Yeah, if you look at side-by-side comparison, of course, the one recent process is a little bit more alive with color, and the other one is kind of dead. This is going to be the last one for this video. On a scale of 1 to 10, how washed out this photo looks. For me, it's like a 10 because oh my god, I have reduced the clarity by a lot in this area. So it looks like when I'm looking at the distance without glasses. So that's how bad it is. The cabins are not prominent. It just looks like I'm looking at a really blurry photo. Here's the raw file, single exposure. We got f2.8, 16mm, ISO 320 at a second. This is how the raw file looks like. We got a lot of light, kind of warmth in this area. You can kind of see a hint of blue. This is before sunrise was happening. The sunrise was not gonna look great anyways because of all the clouds covering. I like that a few of the gaps over here are showing blue, and then in person it was really blue. The blue hour looks beautiful. It's like a dream. Final shot of this guy again, and here's my recent edit. I've got some feedback that they might be a little bit too strong, but I kind of like it this way. The red cabins are now a lot more balanced with less clarity, so this whole picture's got a lot more texture in it. Because of the way I shot it, I couldn't really quite control the exposure. This is like lost data over here. That's a total for a mistake from my end on the feel, but the focus, it's still, you can see the red cabins has a little bit prominent vibrance to it, so it kind of complements with the blue and the lit up scene of the red cabin. This is how I ended up processing it, and I left the cropped as it is. I didn't even cropped out much over here. If I bring out the crop tool, everything is still kind of in there are grids. The shadows could have been done better. So look at like the bottom area over here. I mean, you saw that in the raw file, this area is like quite lit up, so I had to figure out a way to deal with it, like just reduce saturation and try to like reduce exposure. So there is definitely vignette around this area of where I don't want people to be looking at. I want people to be looking at right in the middle. I would say I did like the a little bit lower saturation on the blue color. Maybe I'll change it. I'll think about it. The key that I try to bring in is I try to balance things as much as possible. I mean, even the latest version, there are a lot of things that I could have improved. So on the right, I ended up just balancing everything. Yeah. Feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. Pretty much I have so many of pictures from Hemingway, so this I got like a lot. As you can see over here too, I got like 14 images of the same place. It feels like on my next trip I still want to redo this. It's like I didn't bring justice to the scene. That's what I felt like it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll do more reviews of this later because I have a ton of other photos that I ended up reviewing. As you can see down here, there's a ton that I have reprocessed them. Maybe I'll do a video in the future reviewing how I reprocess those images. Okay, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.